But hidden in plain sight, there exists a 1987 Lincoln penny, no mint mark, that collectors have discovered could be worth over $1 million. That's exactly what makes this story so extraordinary. For decades, people overlooked this exact coin, passing it from pocket to pocket, lost in the shuffle of everyday life. And yet, one subtle variation, almost invisible to the untrained eye, has turned ordinary change into a fortune. The journey of this coin begins at the U.S. Mint in 1987. That year, pennies were being produced by the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Most collectors know that coins carry their mint mark, a small letter indicating where they were made. But this particular penny was struck without that mark. It was as if fate itself decided to keep this treasure hidden, almost daring someone to discover it. For years, collectors searched tirelessly, examining thousands of coins, scanning for tiny differences. Some were driven by curiosity, others by dreams of wealth. And then, the whispers began. A few coins were found with an anomaly so rare, so precise, that the value skyrocketed overnight. A coin that could be worth $1 million, and yet, it was sitting in drawers and jars all over the country, unnoticed. Now, let's pause for a moment. Picture the excitement of holding a coin in your hand and realizing it could change your entire life. Think about the freedom, the possibilities, the dreams suddenly within reach. This isn't just about money. This is about uncovering a hidden piece of history, a coin that connects you to a moment frozen in time, a moment that could bring unimaginable fortune. First, it's a 1987 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, meaning it was produced in Philadelphia. Look closely at the lettering on the coin. The word Liberty and the date, 1987, must be crisp and clean, with no doubling or distortion. Examine the surface carefully. Collectors have noted tiny differences in the strike, subtle imperfections that separate this treasure from the ordinary. And remember, even a slight discoloration or variation in texture can make the difference between a common penny and $1 million discovery. But don't stop there. Hold the coin in the light, tilt it, observe it from every angle. The more you study it, the more the coin reveals its secrets. Some collectors have spent hours examining coins under magnification, and the thrill of discovering a match is indescribable. That moment, when your heart races and you realize the coin in your hand could be worth $1 million, is something you'll never forget. Imagine the stories these pennies could tell if they could speak. Passed from hand to hand, hidden in wallets, jars, and coin collections, they've survived decades, waiting for someone patient enough to notice them. Some were tossed aside in cash registers, others left in piggy banks. And now, the very penny you're looking for could be hiding in your own home. Collectors who have found this rare coin often describe a mix of disbelief and exhilaration. Could it really be worth that much? They ask themselves. And the answer, more often than not, is yes. The market has confirmed it. Some sales have reached nearly $1 million. A single, ordinary-looking penny has transformed lives, created legends, and inspired a new generation of coin hunters. If you're searching for this coin, don't rush. Patience is key. Check every coin in your change, every penny in your jars, every roll you've collected over the years. Look carefully at the edges, at the surfaces, at the details. This coin doesn't shout its value. It whispers, softly, waiting for someone to recognize its significance. Even seasoned collectors have been surprised by its rarity. Many dismiss a 1987 Lincoln penny without a second thought. Yet, those who take the time to examine it closely have discovered something extraordinary, something life-changing. The coin's rarity, combined with the subtle differences in its minting, make it one of the most sought-after modern pennies in America. Let's take a moment to imagine the possibilities. Owning a coin worth over $1 million doesn't just mean wealth. It means security. It means the ability to pursue your dreams without hesitation. It means knowing that sometimes the greatest treasures are hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone curious, patient, and determined enough to uncover them. And there's more. Even if you don't find this exact penny, the thrill of the hunt is addictive. Collecting coins becomes a journey of discovery, history, and strategy. Each coin holds a story, a secret, a potential fortune. And the 1987 no mint mark penny stands at the pinnacle of that adventure. When examining coins, always be meticulous. Use magnification, proper lighting, and compare with verified images. Look for anomalies, imperfections, and unique characteristics. Every detail matters. One small detail can turn a regular coin into $1 million treasure. The most remarkable thing about this penny is its accessibility. Unlike some rare coins that are locked away in private collections, this penny is out there, circulating, hiding in plain sight. It's not impossible to find. It's waiting for the right collector, the right person, the right moment. Think about that. Your own change jar could be holding something extraordinary. That mundane pocket change could carry a secret more valuable than most people will ever dream of. And the moment you recognize it, the moment you see its true potential, your life could change forever. Collectors who have found this coin describe a wave of emotion. Pride, excitement, disbelief, and sometimes even fear. The kind of fear that comes with realizing you hold something unbelievably rare. The coin itself becomes a symbol, a tangible reminder that luck favors those who seek carefully, patiently, and intelligently does so. As you examine your coins, imagine the thrill of discovering that one extraordinary penny. Picture the possibility that a simple piece of copper, minted decades ago, could hold a value beyond imagination. Millions of people overlook this coin every day, but those who see it for what it truly is are rewarded beyond measure. Remember, this isn't just a story about money. It's about history, discovery, patience, and the magic of uncovering the extraordinary in the ordinary. It's about realizing that sometimes the most life-changing treasures are hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone brave enough to notice them. Every roll of pennies, every jar of change could be hiding your fortune. Every ordinary coin has the potential to become legendary if you know what to look for. And now you do. You have the knowledge, the tools, and the insight to spot this rare 1987 Lincoln penny. No mint mark. So keep searching. Be meticulous. Study each coin. Hold them in the light. Examine the details. The thrill of discovery is worth every second of patience. And when you finally spot that coin, the one that matches the description, the one that holds the promise of millions, you'll understand why collectors call it the ultimate prize. This is more than a coin. It's a symbol of possibility, hope, and perseverance. It's a reminder that treasures can be hidden in the most ordinary places, and that sometimes the ordinary can become extraordinary. You think all pennies are the same, but what if I told you that a single 2015 D Lincoln penny could be worth over $1 million? Right now, somewhere in America, someone is holding this coin without even knowing it. A coin hiding in plain sight, waiting to turn an ordinary day into a life-changing moment. Most people see pennies as worthless. They drop them in jars, wallets, and coin trays, unaware that history has occasionally printed million-dollar treasures on these tiny discs of copper. But this isn't just any penny. This is a penny with a story so mysterious. Collectors are still trying to piece it together. It starts with the 2015 Lincoln penny, minted in Denver, the D mark stamped subtly beneath the date. On the surface, it looks ordinary. But collectors who look closer see something extraordinary, a rare minting error that turns a common coin into a fortune. Imagine a coin pressed perfectly at the mint, but with a tiny anomaly, almost invisible to the naked eye. Maybe a doubled die, a missing letter, or an off-center strike. These mistakes happen less than a fraction of a percent of the time, and they instantly turn an everyday penny into a treasure that could sell for over $1 million at auction. Some say the story of this penny began with a single misfed coin in a Denver press. One tiny mistake, one split-second error, and suddenly, history created a coin collectors dream about for decades. The mystery is part of what makes it priceless. Every few minutes, I want you to imagine holding it in your hand, feeling its weight, thinking that this tiny copper disc could hold more value than a house, a car, or a lifetime of work. That's the power of a rare penny. And the best part, it's not locked away in a museum. It's out there, in circulation, maybe in a jar, a wallet, or even your own drawer. Now, let's talk about how to identify it. First, check the mint mark. A D under the date isn't unusual, but it's the first clue. Next, examine the coin under a magnifying glass. Look for tiny doubling on the words Liberty or the date itself. Slight shifts, faint lines, anything that seems off is worth noting. Finally, check the rim. Imperfections there could signal a rare minting error. Collectors are obsessed with this penny because it's so elusive. Stories circulate about people finding one in change at a grocery store, only realizing its value years later. Families have turned what they thought were ordinary pennies into life-changing fortunes. And experts agree. The 2015 D. Lincoln penny has all the signs of a potential million-dollar coin, that a penny so ordinary, yet so extraordinary. Your neighbor, your friend, or even you could unknowingly have one sitting right now. Imagine opening a drawer, flipping through your loose change, and spotting that subtle anomaly. Your heart races. Could it really be worth that much? The answer might shock you. Some collectors dedicate their entire lives to finding errors like this, spending thousands on coin lots, going to shows, scanning rolls from the bank. And yet, despite all the searching, these pennies remain rare. That's the beauty and the mystery. Millions of coins exist, but only a handful carry the mark that could turn them into fortunes. The emotional pull isn't just about money. It's about legacy. Imagine passing this penny down to your children or grandchildren. Imagine the story you could tell about the day you found it. How a single, tiny coin changed everything, not just financially, but emotionally, for your entire family. Identification is key. You need a magnifying glass, good lighting, and patience. Look for doubled letters on Liberty. Examine the date carefully. Any irregularity, extra lines, or unusual spacing is a clue. Compare it to regular 2015 D pennies online or in coin reference guides. Learn the subtleties that distinguish the rare from the common. This is how collectors uncover million-dollar coins hidden in plain sight. Now, I want you to visualize something incredible. Imagine opening a jar of loose change, flipping over one penny, and seeing the anomaly. Your pulse quickens. Could this really be the one? Experts say these errors are so rare that finding one could make national headlines. Ordinary Americans have become overnight millionaires because they took a moment to examine their change carefully. The story of the 2015 D. Lincoln penny is not just about errors. It's about possibility. It's about the thrill of discovery, the excitement of uncovering something everyone else overlooked. Every glance at a coin, every roll you unwrap, is a chance that the fortune hiding in plain sight is yours. Even seasoned collectors can't believe their luck when they stumble upon one. Some call it destiny, some call it luck. But no matter what you call it, the outcome is life-changing. And the mystery keeps people searching endlessly, because anyone could be the next to find it. Remember, it's not just about spotting the mint mark or the doubled letters. It's about seeing the story behind the coin, understanding the history, and feeling the thrill of uncovering something that could transform your life. Every coin tells a story. Some tell stories of presidents, wars, or historic events. Others tell stories of chance, luck, and hidden fortune. The 2015 D. Lincoln penny combines all of this. Ordinary on the surface, extraordinary underneath, with the potential to reward patience and knowledge with a staggering million-dollar prize. As you sit back and think about it, consider this. Your change jar, your desk drawer, your wallet. These are not just receptacles for coins. They are treasure chests. And among the ordinary pennies, one could hold the key to unimaginable wealth. This isn't a fantasy. It's real. Collectors, dealers, and experts all agree. The 2015 D. Lincoln penny with the right error could be worth millions. It's rare, it's mysterious, and it's out there, waiting for someone smart, patient, and observant enough to spot it. A coin that most people walk past every day without ever knowing its true value. But this isn't just any coin. This is a 1998 D. Mint Mark Lincoln penny, and one rare version of it could be worth a staggering $1.2 million. Yes, a single penny. One coin, hiding in plain sight, capable of turning an ordinary collector into a millionaire overnight. That it all begins with a story almost no one knows. The 1998 D. Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, like millions of others. But hidden among these everyday coins was a tiny anomaly, a subtle difference that only the most eagle-eyed collectors could notice. The U.S. Mint made a mistake, a tiny shift in the die, a small detail that shouldn't exist. And because of that imperfection, these pennies became legends, whispered about in collector circles, chased obsessively by those who dream of finding something truly extraordinary. At most, it's just copper. To you, It could be a life-changing fortune. The coin itself tells a story of craftsmanship, human error, and fate. Imagine the hands that struck it, the machines that pressed it, and the journey it has taken from the mint to someone's pocket. Now, imagine if that someone never realized what they were holding. That could be your story. Here's how to identify it. You need to look closely at the mint mark, the D stamped below the year. But that's not enough. This rare penny has a distinct doubling on the date, an anomaly so small most people can't see it without a magnifying glass. Every ridge, every line, every curve matters. A shift here, a shadow there. It's what separates a 1-cent coin from a $1.2 million treasure. And once you spot it, once your eyes lock on that imperfection, the world changes. Imagine finding it in a stack of pennies, something you've collected for years, something you tossed into a jar without a second thought. The shock, the disbelief, the sudden rush of excitement. Because at that moment, you're no longer a collector. You're someone who has discovered a fortune that most people only dream about. This penny isn't just valuable because it's rare. It's valuable because it's almost impossible to find. It's a combination of history, error, and luck. It's proof that sometimes the universe rewards patience, attention to detail, and a bit of courage. You have to examine every coin, study every detail, and trust your instincts. Because the difference between a common penny and a $1 million penny can be smaller than a single hairline scratch, collectors have searched for decades. Dealers have begged for it. Stories abound of coins discovered in old jars, hidden in drawers, even forgotten in antique furniture. Each tale is more thrilling than the last. Some who have found it have been overwhelmed with emotion, realizing they now possess something that could make their entire life easier, more secure, and more extraordinary than they ever imagined. And yet, there's a lesson here. This penny isn't just about money. It's about discovery, curiosity, and paying attention to the small details in life. It's about believing that magic can exist in the most ordinary places. One moment, it's just a penny. The next, it's a symbol of possibility. So here's the practical part. Examine the coin under strong light. Look for the double date on the 1998, especially the 8. Inspect the lines around Lincoln's shoulder and the mint mark. Even the tiniest deviation could signal that this is the $1 million variant. It takes patience, but the reward is unimaginable. One careful inspection, one moment of clarity, and you could be looking at the most valuable penny in the world. Imagine holding it, turning it over in your hand, feeling the weight of history and fortune at your fingertips. Picture the conversation with your family, the disbelief in your friend's eyes, the quiet moment alone when reality hits you. This penny, once dismissed as ordinary, now represents over $1 million. Collectors have spent years chasing these coins, studying old mint sheets, analyzing every known variant. But every once in a while, the universe allows a lucky soul to stumble across one in the most ordinary of places: a jar of change on the counter, a forgotten coin in a wallet, a dusty box in the attic. That could be you. That could be today. And when you find it, nothing is the same. Suddenly, every penny you've ever seen has a new story. Every coin in circulation holds potential, and every small detail becomes a clue. The thrill, the adrenaline, the knowledge that you're holding something almost no one else in the world has. There's nothing like it. It's a reminder that life's greatest treasures are often hidden in plain sight. That patience, curiosity, and attention to detail can lead to unimaginable rewards. And that sometimes a tiny, overlooked object, a penny, can hold the key to a completely different life. The 1998 D. Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of possibility, of wonder, and of the thrill of discovery. And the best part? You don't need a museum, a fortune, or insider access to find it. All you need is curiosity, care, and a little bit of luck. So the next time you handle a coin, pause. Look closely. Study the mint mark. Examine the date. Imagine what stories it could tell and what fortune it could hold. Because hidden in the ordinary is the extraordinary. Hidden in the pennies you pass by every day could be a piece of history, a symbol of fate, a ticket to a life most people only dream about. This is more than a coin. It's a chance, a dream, and a mystery waiting to be solved. One careful inspection, one moment of recognition, and the impossible becomes reality. $1 million coins exist, and they are real, tangible, and waiting. A coin so rare, so elusive, that collectors across America would give everything to find it. And yet, it's been hiding in plain sight for decades. Today, we're talking about the 1965 Lincoln penny, the one with no mint mark, a coin that could be worth over $1 million. Most people glance at pennies every day, tossing them into jars or wallets without a second thought. But some pennies are not ordinary. Some pennies carry secrets, mysteries, and fortunes beyond imagination. The 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is one of them. In 1965, the U.S. Mint made a striking error. While every other penny from that year carried either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, a few slipped through the cracks with no mark at all. No mint mark. Invisible to most, yet to a collector, a ticket to $1 million treasure. The story of this coin begins in the bustling mints of the 1960s. A miscommunication, a fleeting oversight, a coin press that rolled just one batch too many. These pennies were born in secrecy. Many were lost in circulation, passing through hands unaware of their immense value. Some were thrown into piggy banks, others pressed into change. A housewife drops it into a jar, a child puts it in their pocket, a man leaves it in a drawer. And all the while, its value quietly grows. Because one day, someone would recognize it, and that penny would be worth over $1 million. 1965. Then, look closely at the mint mark area, just below the date on the obverse side. Most pennies from 1965 show a D or an S. But if that space is blank, you may be holding something extraordinary. The difference between a common penny and $1 million treasure is subtle, almost invisible to the untrained eye. But there's more. Condition matters. The sharper the details, the better. The contours of Lincoln's face, the lines on the memorial reverse, the crispness of the lettering. All of this can dramatically increase the coin's value. A well-preserved 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could command attention from every serious collector in the nation. Now, let's pause and think about this. Millions of coins were minted in 1965, yet only a few escaped without a mark. That rarity is what drives the value. And here's the thrilling part. No one knows exactly how many are left in circulation. Each one is a mystery, a secret waiting to be discovered. Collectors often speak of the excitement when they find a rare coin. Your heart races, palms sweat, and your mind spins with the possibilities. Could this be the one that changes everything? The 1965 no-mint mark penny carries that same thrill. It's a coin that turns ordinary moments into extraordinary ones. The emotional pull isn't just about money. It's about history. This penny witnessed the world in 1965, the civil rights movement, the rise of rock and roll, the Cold War's quiet tension. Holding it is like holding a piece of living history, a tangible connection to a time long gone that if you're wondering how to spot it among thousands of ordinary pennies, here's a method. Collect a handful of pennies from 1965. Inspect each one under a bright light. Pay attention to the mint mark area. If it's blank, you might have something extraordinary. Then, examine the details on Lincoln and the reverse side. Coins that are unusually sharp or pristine are worth a closer look. Some collectors have spent decades searching for this penny. Some have stumbled across it by pure luck, in a drawer, a jar, or even in a roll of change. And the most incredible part? The next discovery could happen today. Right now, this coin could be sitting unnoticed in a kitchen, a wallet, or a shoebox somewhere in America. The market for rare coins is fierce. Dealers and collectors pay millions for authenticity. This is not a hypothetical treasure, it's real. One lucky finder could turn a forgotten coin into a fortune beyond their wildest dreams. And it all starts with recognizing it, knowing what to look for, and understanding its story. Remember, the 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is more than just metal. It's a symbol of chance, history, and opportunity. A single coin that can bridge decades, capture imaginations, and even change a life. And while most people pass by pennies without a thought, the few who look closely, the few who dare to search, find themselves holding something extraordinary. The thrill of discovery, the joy of knowing you found a one-in-a-million treasure, is priceless that you sit down at your kitchen table, flipping through a jar of pennies collected over the years. One coin catches your eye, no mint mark. Your pulse quickens. Could this be it? Could this unassuming copper disc be the coin everyone dreams of finding? a coin worth over $1 million. This is the reality of the 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Ordinary to the unaware, extraordinary to the seeker. Its story is still unfolding, and it could intersect with your life at this very moment. Think about the millions of Americans who handle pennies every day. One of them could be holding the key to $1 million discovery without even knowing it. The opportunity is right there, waiting quietly for someone to recognize it. If you've never inspected pennies closely, now is the time. Look carefully, examine every detail, and consider the possibility that this could be more than just spare change. History, rarity, and fortune can all fit into your palm, resting quietly, waiting for you to notice. And remember, this coin isn't just valuable. It carries the story of an era, the thrill of a secret discovered, and the promise of life-changing fortune. Imagine telling your friends, your family, that the coin you found in a jar is worth $1 million. Imagine that moment, frozen in time, when the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. Millions of collectors search for rare coins like this every day, but only a few ever succeed. And that's what makes the 1965 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so compelling. It's elusive, mysterious, and unforgettable. And yet, the possibility remains. It could be sitting somewhere nearby, hiding in plain sight. The extraordinary often hides in the ordinary. A penny, unnoticed for decades, can suddenly become a treasure. A simple coin, almost overlooked, can carry $1 million secret. And so, the next time you open a drawer, a jar, or a coin roll, take a closer look. Your luck could change in an instant. That quiet, unassuming penny might be the one that changes everything. But what if I told you that one tiny coin, almost invisible in your pocket change, could be worth $1.4 million? One coin, one moment, one life-changing discovery. In 1981, the U.S. Mint produced millions of Lincoln pennies. Most went unnoticed, passing from hand to hand, into jars, couches, and cash registers. But hidden among these ordinary pennies lies a rarity so incredible, it has shocked collectors across America. A penny so valuable, it could turn a quiet life into one of unimaginable fortune. This penny has no mint mark, no D for Denver, no S for San Francisco, just a plain, unassuming 1981 stamped in the familiar Lincoln design. And that absence, that tiny detail, is what makes it extraordinary. Imagine walking into your kitchen, reaching for your change to pay for a coffee, and discovering this coin. At first glance, it seems normal. But under the right light, you notice subtle differences. The depth of the lettering, the sharpness of Lincoln's profile, the crispness of the date. These are the clues that turn an ordinary penny into $1 million treasure. Collectors have spent decades studying mint records, scanning coins under magnifying glasses, and comparing every tiny detail. And slowly, the secret emerged. The 1981 no-mint mark penny is incredibly rare, an unintentional anomaly from a moment in history. To identify it, you need to look carefully. First, examine the date. The 1 in 1981 should be slightly taller than usual, the second, A, subtly narrower. Next, Lincoln's shoulder and jawline are more defined than on standard pennies. And finally, the absence of a mint mark at the bottom right of the date confirms its rarity. A single overlooked detail, invisible to the casual eye, is worth millions to the discerning collector. Stories have surfaced of ordinary Americans discovering this penny in jars, drawers, even under couch cushions. Some were retired, some struggling, and some completely unaware of the fortune they held. One retired teacher found hers among loose change in a purse, and in an instant, her life changed forever. The emotional weight of holding $1 million coin is overwhelming. You feel history in your hand, the quiet hum of time passing, and the knowledge that you possess something almost no one else will ever see. That's the power of this penny. It's not just metal. It's potential, it's dreams, it's a life-altering secret waiting to be found. The truth is, no one knows for sure. But experts agree that only a handful of pristine, verifiable 1981 no-mint mark pennies exist. And that scarcity is what drives the price. From curiosity to tens of thousands of dollars, all the way up to a staggering $1.40 million. If you want to spot one, always check the details. Examine the coin under bright light. look for crisp edges, the height of the numerals, and the definition in Lincoln's portrait. Even a small scratch or slight where can change the value dramatically. The difference between a regular penny and $1 million penny is often microscopic, but it's the difference between ordinary life and extraordinary wealth. Imagine the rush of discovering it. The disbelief, the excitement, the shaking hands as you realize you are holding something so rare it can change your life. This is why collectors obsess, search endlessly through boxes, rolls, and piles of coins. Because one coin can redefine everything. Even if you're new to collecting, this penny is accessible. It's not hidden in some private vault or auction house yet. It could be right where you least expect it, mixed in with everyday change. And the thrill of discovery is just as valuable as the coin itself. Over the years, stories have poured in. A man cleaning out his father's old wallet found one. A woman sorting coins in her attic stumbled upon another. In each case, the initial disbelief quickly turned into joy, then into a reality they never imagined. A penny, once taken for granted, suddenly becomes a life-altering treasure. Some experts warn that counterfeits exist, but the real coin has unmistakable traits. Sharp edges, a perfectly centered date, the absence of a mint mark, and a sheen that reflects decades of careful storage. Learning these details can save collectors from heartbreak and ensure they are truly holding the real treasure. Imagine the stories this penny could tell if it could speak. The hands that minted it, the cash registers it passed through, the countless lives it touched unknowingly. And now, it could be in your hands, connecting the past to the future in one extraordinary instant. The hunt for this penny is more than money. It's about legacy, about discovering the hidden gems in ordinary life, about patience, observation, and the thrill of unearthing a secret the world has almost forgotten. Collectors who hold it don't just see metal. They see opportunity, adventure, and the power of serendipity. And the best part? This opportunity isn't locked away. It's out there, waiting, possibly sitting in a jar, a wallet, or a drawer you've overlooked. Every time you pick up a handful of pennies, think about what could be hiding among them. One coin, quietly waiting, ready to transform an ordinary life into an extraordinary story. The 1981 no mint Mark Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It's a legend, a treasure, a symbol of hope that examine your coins carefully. Study the details. Learn the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. Because the moment you recognize it, the moment you hold it in your hand, is the moment your life could change forever. But what if, just maybe, there's a rare coin hidden among the rest? A coin worth not just a few cents, but over $1 million. A coin so rare, so valuable, that collectors are desperate to get their hands on it. What if the next time you open your wallet or sift through that jar of change in your drawer, you discover something worth more than a house, more than your car, your savings, more than you ever imagined? It's not a fantasy. It's real. And it could be sitting right there, waiting for you to find it. The 2005 no mint Mark Liberty Lincoln penny. Just a simple penny, right? A coin you've probably seen 1,000 times. But this penny holds a secret. A secret that, for years, only a few experienced collectors knew. Today, that secret is starting to get out, and it's leaving coin dealers scrambling. People who never thought they'd hold $1 million penny are now learning what to look for, and you should be too. You see, it's not about the year, not about the condition. It's about the mint mark, or in this case, the lack of it. This one small detail could mean the difference between holding a penny worth nothing and discovering one worth more than most people's homes. But there's more to the story, something deeper, something that will have you rethinking every coin you've ever overlooked. Let's rewind for a moment. Picture the year 2005. The world was shifting, technology was changing the way we lived, but the United States Mint had no idea what they were about to unleash on collectors and dealers. The mint mark, the tiny D or P or S on most coins, is usually placed on the penny to show where it was minted. But for reasons no one could explain at the time, a handful of pennies produced that year were missing the mint mark entirely. At first, no one noticed. For years, no one cared. After all, who could imagine that a small detail like that could turn an ordinary penny into a collector's dream? But the moment came. A sharp-eyed collector caught sight of the anomaly. And suddenly, the penny with no mint mark became a mystery. A mystery that sent shockwaves through the coin-collecting world. Experts couldn't believe it. Some thought it was a mistake, others thought it was a secret production run, but no one knew for sure. The 2005 no-mint mark penny was rare, and rare meant valuable. That small detail, that tiny omission, was about to make this penny worth more than $1 million. Now, let's break it down. Imagine you're standing in front of a pile of pennies. You see 2005 pennies, some with mint marks, others without. But you're not sure which is which. How can you possibly tell? Look closely. Look very closely. Most 2005 pennies will have the mint mark, either D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. But the ones that don't have a mint mark? Those are the ones you're looking for. And these pennies are hard to find. They're not just sitting around in any jar. These are special. Collectors and dealers know exactly what to look for. They know the difference between an ordinary penny and one that could change their life. And so should you. Don't let this chance slip through your fingers that it's not just about the coin itself. It's about what it represents, opportunity. Every time you look at a 2005 penny, you have to ask yourself, is this just another coin, or could this be the one? Could this be the exact penny that makes you a fortune? Let's talk about why this penny is so valuable. First, it's extremely rare. The number of 2005 pennies without a mint mark is so small that no one is exactly sure how many exist. Some say there are only a few dozen. Others say there are less than a handful. And that rarity, that scarcity, is what drives its price up. Some coins, even when they're rare, don't get the recognition they deserve. But the 2005 no mint mark penny? It's on the radar now. It's in the spotlight. It's what every serious collector is looking for. And it's what you could have. Imagine walking into a coin show or an auction, holding a penny you found in your pocket change, and watching as the bidding goes higher and higher. A penny that, just a few minutes ago, seemed like nothing more than a relic of your spare change, now becomes the centerpiece of a bidding war. What does that feel like? To know that, with just one find, you've stumbled upon a coin worth over $1 million? That's the power of this penny. That's the story it tells. But let's be honest, most people won't even look twice at their pennies. They won't see the value in the small details. They won't care about the mint mark or the lack of it. But you? You can see the opportunity in the ordinary. You can see what others don't. And it's that ability, that eye for hidden treasures, that will set you apart. Now, imagine you found it. You found the 2005 penny with no mint mark. You hold it in your hand, and you know that you found something special. But how do you know if it's real? How do you know it's not just another coincidence, another penny in a pile? The answer lies in the details. Hold it in the light. Look at the edges. Examine the wear and tear. If you're lucky enough to hold a genuine 2005 no mint mark penny, it will show its rarity in its condition. It will have the right weight, the right dimensions. It will feel different in your hand, almost as if it's meant to be there. And the moment you realize it's the real thing, your heart will race. Because you know this is no ordinary penny. This is the discovery of a lifetime. Now, let's take a step back and consider what this penny really represents. It's more than just a coin. It's about believing in the unexpected, about finding value where no one else thinks to look. It's about dreaming big, because sometimes dreams come true in the most unlikely of ways. That penny, the one you thought was just part of your change, could be the key to a life you never imagined. The money, the freedom, the possibilities, it's all waiting for you.